Hey guys, my name is Matimo, and today I have another episode of Sunday Mailbox. This is a series I do on my channel where you guys submit me gaming-related questions, and then I do my best to give my humble opinion on the topics. If you would like to submit your own question, you can do so by sending me a YouTube message with the title line Q&A. They can be gaming-related, Battlefield-related. I can even give my thoughts on the most recent patch. I'm sure a lot of you guys have questions about that. But yeah, like I said, just send me a YouTube message, and it could potentially be featured in an upcoming episode. So the first question is, do you think the M320 should get patched? I think it's just not funny anymore if I see someone in a 64-man Metro server and he's just sitting on an ammo crate while continually spamming grenades in our spawn. In my opinion, the damage should be decreased on infantry and the damage on vehicles such as tanks should get an increase. This will allow them to help engineers on bigger maps. Alright, so this is a great question, but admittedly I'm kind of torn on what position I want to take. I mean, on the one hand, you have players that absolutely hate getting killed by grenade launchers. They feel like it doesn't require a lot of skill, and it just is, people sitting, like you said, on ammo packs, firing off grenade launchers and throwing grenades and getting random kills that really don't require a lot of skill. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of players refer to these things as noob tubes, because it doesn't require skill. Newer players can go in, use this, and get a lot of kills without a lot of practice and a lot of time invested in the game. So I do see that side of the story, but then there's the other side where you have this in the game, and it's an important part of the game. In some situations, you're able to take out the sides of a building so that you can maybe flank your enemy. You can take out their cover and then take them out after that's been blown out. The main reason why you would have a grenade launcher, or one of the reasons why you would use it, is to kill infantry. That's the reason why it's in the game, and that's one of the reasons that's its role. It's to kill infantry units. So yeah, I wouldn't say no to them nerfing the damage of the grenade launcher on infantry units. I think it would actually be a good change, but if it got to the point where it's just not effective at all at killing infantry units, then really what's the point at all in even having it in the game at all? I mean, it really wouldn't serve any sort of role. You also mentioned here that you were playing on Operation Metro, and to be kind of honest, you're asking for grenade spam and RPG spam. That's just the nature of that map. There isn't really a whole lot of areas for you to flank your enemy. It's just grenade spam and people sitting on supply crates trying to get as many kills as they can with their RPG. So yeah, I do see why you would be annoyed by that, and if you really do enjoy Operation Metro and you wish it was more tactical, I feel for you. I just don't think that map is very well suited for that kind of gameplay, especially on those 64-slot servers. But to be completely honest, I really don't have a problem with grenade launchers on other maps. It's just not an issue. Operation Metro is just so prone to explosive devices, it's not even funny. But if you move to other maps, even smaller maps like Sane Crossing or Grand Bazaar, Grand Bazaar does have kind of a problem on the alleyway, but for the most part, these maps, grenade spam and RPG spam, really isn't that large of an issue, just because they're just not as prone to explosive devices. But yeah, so I would just highly recommend staying away from Operation Metro. I avoid it like a plague, and like I said, I really don't experience the problems as often as you probably do on Operation Metro. So you also mentioned here that you think that the grenade launcher should do a little bit more damage to enemy vehicles and enemy tanks. And I'm not really going to talk too much about this because I already kind of devoted a Sunday Mailbox to this topic, where I basically agree with you. I do think that the assault class should be a little bit more useful against enemy tanks. But pretty much everyone on that, in the comment section of that video, really just thought that the engineer class and the support class should be designated for taking out enemy vehicles. And if you are if you're an assault class or a recon, you should either avoid the situations or switch to that class and take them out with those two classes. So yeah, my opinion, I would like to see a little bit more damage from the grenade launcher against enemy tanks, but I can see why players wouldn't want that. So the next question is, I get very frustrated with tanks and jeeps. My main issue is the ability to hop into them, and worse, hop out of them in the blink of an eye. Sometimes I'm about to gun someone down, but unable to just because he jumps out of the tank with 5% health left. Even worse, if I try to blow up a tank with C4, he will jump out and gun me down before I can react. Both are unrealistic and unfair. Would you be in favor of having a 3 to 5 second animation of getting into a jeep or tank, thus leaving you vulnerable to bullets? Now, I can see where your frustration is stemming from, but to be honest, I really wouldn't be on board for having some sort of animation to getting into vehicles. I mean, it really has been a part of the Battlefield franchise for as long as I can remember, and then just to add it, really, I don't think it would add anything to the game. Yeah, it would eliminate some of those frustrating moments when they do jump out, take you out really quickly, start to repair their vehicle, and then go on their way. Yeah, that does happen, but it really is just part of the game mechanics, and you have to learn to work around it. You have to expect that they will be jumping out and, act accordingly. You also mentioned in here that it's unrealistic, and that's absolutely right, but there is a lot of things in Battlefield 3 that's unrealistic, and in previous Battlefield titles there are a lot of unrealistic mechanics. So to name a few, the Engineer class can hold on to 6 RPGs, you can revive an ally by just shocking them, you can use the repair tool to repair a burning vehicle all the way to full health in just a couple of seconds. So there is a lot of things in Battlefield 3 and in a lot of the previous titles as well that just isn't realistic. So that argument, that realism argument, just doesn't apply to video games. If you were going for a game that you just wanted to be realistic, then that's more of a war simulator, and Battlefield is definitely a game. So yeah, I do see your frustration, those moments do happen, but I really don't think that really warrants having an animation to getting into vehicles. Alright guys, so that's it for the questions for today. Like I said, if you would like to submit your own question, you can do so by sending me a YouTube message with the title line Q&A. It can be Battlefield related, gaming related, or you can even ask a question about the most recent patch. If you guys enjoyed the video, I would appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more videos. But until next time guys, have a good one, and take it easy.